Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to BlueRidgeSilverhound, and today we're going to talk about a topic that's more than likely going to draw a lot of interest for some folks, given the current state of not only the economy but everything going on with COVID-19. And there's a lot of people that are still out of the job, trying to find innovative, easy ways, low-cost ways to make a buck or two. And it's especially important because right now, when I'm doing this video, it's November 20th. We are knee deep in the holiday season. Thanksgiving is a few short days away. So there's a lot of things going through people's minds, okay? Especially those families out there that are trying to figure out what in the world they are going to do to be able to afford Christmas this year. And it's unlike any other traditional year, okay, where we get into the holidays, everybody's working, everything's cool, we're making our money, our ends meet, to put food on the table and pay for the roof over our head and things of that nature. And the world just keeps on turning and burning. But this year, a lot of things going on. It's been just overall just nutty. It's been a nut bag kind of year. And the topic of certain things that we could do in the coin hobby has come up. One of the biggest ones that's drawn quite a bit of not only a conversation piece, but also a lot of criticism, is the just overall hot secondary market for bank rolls, whether they're actually bank wrapped or customer wrapped, which means customers bring those in their own rolls. And boxes of coin, full boxes, $25 in pennies, $100 in nickels, $2.50 in dimes, 500, actually to 500 in quarters, 500 and half dollars, and so on. People have been taking advantage of what has been, for the last, I would say, 6 months, been a relative coin shortage. A lot of businesses are not running right now. They're kind of like flip-flopping back and forth. State orders have changed over the last, I would say, month as cases continue to go up. So you could fill in the blanks. It's a domino effect that reaches not only the banking industry and the money situation for a lot of people, but also businesses. Businesses are changing the way that they're operating. A lot more people are going e-commerce because that's where it's at right now. It's like the hottest trend is e-commerce. Everybody's going to be shopping online. So, not to get too far out of the conversation at hand, we are going to explore why flipping bank boxes and rolls are extremely hot today. Okay, and there's a few topics that we are going to look at individually. We have these three right here. Okay, so what's the contributing factor why more people are doing it? Okay, and I've kind of like outlined and prefaced in the last 3 minutes of the video what exactly is going on. Okay, so the big contributing factor is just the overall economy. COVID-19 has changed, again, the overall perspective of a lot of people, whether they're investors or not. And trying to make the extra $50, $100 is equally important. People are doing DoorDash and they're doing all sorts of other things to again, make ends meet. Unconventional stuff that probably 12 months ago a lot of these people wouldn't even dreamt of doing. All right. So another thing that we could throw into the mix is going to the banks, calling up all the banks in the area and trying to score as many bank boxes of just sealed product as they could, whether it's pennies to half dollars. Now, there's going to be some pretty intriguing things why a certain box or denomination sells for more than the other, okay, relative to its face value. We're going to talk about that here real soon when we go through the eBay auctions. What sells better, single rolls or full bank boxes? And I think this particular question isn't as clear-cut as it sounds, okay? Certain denominations sell better as single rolls. Plus, there's also other X factors that are involved, like what can you find in these rolls? What is different today than, say, 5 years ago when, you could buy that roll and figure something out as far as finding better finds and varieties and errors and all that great stuff. So we're going to talk about that as well. All right, and again, that's all coming from the eBay kind of like just researching what we find on there. And ultimately, who buys these? Are people that nervous over coin shortages, or is it something else? I can tell you this right now. The market has changed so much so that there is all of a sudden a shift in where people are dumping money when it comes to, I guess, recreational investing. Okay, that's kind of like a new term that I've come up with. You have your traditional investing, all right? You go and you dump money into shares of stock, whatever your personal favorite is, through the NYSE, NASDAQ. You know, you can even throw like Bitcoin and Forex in there if you wanted to, okay? Those things you dump money into and you invest, and then it's whatever the rate of return or a stock split or whatever the case may be, okay? I don't know nearly as much about it as some other people do, but that's traditional investing. The new wave of investing that is providing a lot more and bigger returns now than, say, waiting longer term, which is where the actual traditional stock investing comes into play, is collectibles. Collectibles have been blistering hot since the summertime. Now, I'm just going to run by a few of the collectibles that I personally know more about, and I can tell you undeniably that each one of these have seen many multiple percentage increases, which far outpace regular stock investing by many miles. All right? So, sports cards have been one of the hottest, just regular assets out there right now. People are flipping sports cards, whether it's modern, vintage, you name it. Okay, there's a lot of things going on. Sports have not been different, but yet sports cards have been shooting up in tremendous values over the course of the last 6 months. Another thing, comic books. Okay, comic books or comic book related ephemera has been far outpacing its normal, I guess, valuation over the short term, and it has been absolutely on fire as well. Okay, and the thing is, there's not too many new movies coming out, but there are a lot more shows on like Netflix and Hulu and things like that that are created throughout the Marvel and DC universe. Okay, so comic books are another great investment idea that people are getting into, and it shows through the secondary market. Coins, currency, and you could probably throw in recreational coin roll hunting as the number 3 in there. That's another collectible item that people are pouring a lot of money into as a hedge against inflation. All right, incredible increases in vintage classic coins, pre-1900 type pieces have been shooting up in value, anywhere from 15 to 30 to 40% increase in value over the course of the last 6 months. And then the fourth one that I wanted to talk about, that's kind of like all of a sudden just popped out of nowhere, and is probably one of the most niche things to talk about, is Pokemon. That's right, Pokemon trading cards. Okay, you could probably lump in like Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that great stuff. But there has been kind of like this pop culture sensation as a result of a few notable YouTube superstars that have personally just made this one of the most desirable collectibles out there. Okay, and I don't need too much introduction of what's going on with the collectible trading card market when it comes to gaming. But it's been crazy. Oh, you can even add vintage video games in there. That's another sector of collecting that's been shooting up in value. But I could go on all day. Okay, but there are things that are not as performing as hot, like vintage antiques or artwork. All right, it's like all the stuff that are hot are some of the, you know, what you would probably expect not to be as hot as it is, but really is, only because it's a pop culture thing. All right, so really, who's buying these rolls or bank boxes? I can tell you this right now. You're probably seeing less than 1% of the people who actually need the coins for some sort of retail use, a business or a bank or whatever, actually buying these on the secondary market, paying double or triple face for a box of rolls just doesn't make any sense for companies. So the people that are buying it are the people who are investing in them. Okay, whether they're brand new coins or older coins or steel boxes of full dates, of a specific full date, you're going to see that some of those have been like incredibly priced. And the other people that are buying them are people who are in numismatics, the coin business. Okay, and these are the people that search through these boxes to find varieties, errors, and like that. And they're willing to pay a little bit more to obtain those boxes because they can't simply get them at their local bank. Okay, there are a lot of banks that are not giving out full boxes. Okay, they'll give you a few rolls, all right, much that they don't want to because they'd rather save that for the business side of things, for their business customers. But they will give you a few rolls. But obtaining full bank boxes, okay, there are certain banks that are willing to do it. There's quite a few of them that will do it. But it's also going to take some work, and that involves getting on the phone, calling the banks. More than likely, you want to try the banks that you do business with, that you have an actual account with. Those are going to be your best bets. You have the closest relationship to those particular banks. But call them all. All right? Call all the banks, even the ones that you don't do business with, and see what you could do. All right? That's going to be the key. You actually have to use your salesman hat, put it on, and then actually call out to all these businesses and just be kind. All right? If you're trying to obtain these boxes for searching or flipping, you want to keep in mind that at the end of the day, you really do need the extra bit of money to get through the holiday season or whatever else, to pay a bank note or to pay a car note or the mortgage or rent. Okay, so keep that in mind. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the eBay sales of coins. Now, I have identified, to no surprise, that full bank boxes of $half are the boxes that will net you more return when you sell it as a full box. Okay, so a traditional full box of $half, more than likely it's going to be candy $half. And by the way, this one was sold 2 days ago on the 18th for $655. In case you're curious, this is what I typed into the search field: $500 $half box. Yeah, it's not supposed to say box twice, but anyways, I was just being silly. All right, so we look at this number. So a full box is $500. Now, what's your rate of return? Some would say, oh, it's $155. No, not quite. You have to back out all of the associated fees. Okay, as you can see, this seller offers free shipping. So something like this, they could probably fit it into a priority medium mailbox. Okay, that's going to cost like $13, $14 at the end of the day. And you also have to take into consideration the fees that's involved. You got eBay's 10%. And if you do accept payment through PayPal, there's also an additional 3%. So probably there's about $80 worth of fees and shipping that is going to be backed out from that actual amount. All right, so figure that you would profit about $75 per box. Now, the good old kind of like coin collector rhyme of thinking is going to be, well, wouldn't I rather just search through it to find all the silver? And that's why the $half have the biggest rate of return, is that they're not easily obtainable at the bank compared to any other denomination. Okay, furthermore, you could find silver in these, right? Silver has been going up in price in the last few months. Okay, it's kind of stagnated around $24 an ounce as of this video, but that is the primary reason why people go after these boxes. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of an X factor that made this particular box probably sell for a little bit less than what it should. Check out the picture. What do you see? The box is open. The rolls have been inspected. Okay, usually people will look at the roll enders. If you open up a box of $half and you find that a lot of the rolls have silver enders, more than likely that's a loaded box, and you're going to want to keep that one. Okay, plus there's other things too, like if you flip the roll over, you see like a Walking Liberty $half. Of course, that is going to be much more appealing as for a searcher rather than trying to flip. Because at the end of the day, you're still playing with house money. Okay, $500 is the amount of money that you could send back to the bank and, reorder another $500 box of half dollars. It's that simple. But when a box is open, people have the automatic kind of tendency to think, oh, because that box is open and being sold on eBay, it has been searched through as far as the enders. So, and there's other things too. Okay, it's really easy to pry open one end of the roll, okay, and then crip it back up by hand. All right, people have done that. You want to make sure that you're not buying those type of rolls because they have no doubt about it been searched through, and it kind of takes the steam out of wanting to buy that for the mere idea of searching through it for some rarities in there. So $655, it probably could have sold for over $700 if it was a sealed box, like it hadn't been opened. But you want to keep that in mind. If you wanted to flip these, okay, there's a distinct difference of actually opening the box to take a picture or just taking a picture of a sealed box that has not been opened, because they use a really strong glue on these to keep them sealed. All right, so you are going to earn more money from a sealed box of anything than you normally would opening the box to take the picture. Now, the good was all there doing that because you feel like you're helping a customer, but at the end, it's a hurtful practice to open up a sealed box of bank rolls and take a picture of it. Okay, and you will probably actually lose about 10% of your profit right there. So the profit on something like this is going to be about $75. Well, what's that equivalent to? It's equivalent to about 22 40% candy half dollars. So that would be normally your profit. So, you could see it that way. If you are going through these boxes to look for silver, it's like, I'd rather just go ahead and sell it on eBay because I just want to make, the extra money. You can make 70, 80 bucks a pop. Selling it that way, you'll probably make over $100 net in profit if you kept the box sealed. All right, so that's something to keep in mind. You can either look at the profit in money terms, or you can look at it as in what you would normally find. All right, if you went through the box, which is 40% half dollars, and at that point you ask yourself, can I live with that? I'm like, yeah, I could probably live with that. All right, if you're able to, maybe buy 10 of these a week, if you got the money, okay, or you could always take like $1,000 if you have that kind of assets, available money, and you can just continuously flip that money and buy more boxes and keep selling it and keep rewarding yourself for all the hard work, because it's going to be work, but it's not out of the question that you could probably make about $500 to $1,000 by simply just doing this. If and only if you have a bank that's willing to order just continuous amounts of half dollars. All right, but it's always a good idea to have actually, $1,500 to $2,000 at the ready every time you do this, so that way you can continuously flip it and just let your money work for you. While the only thing that you have to do is put your listing up, pay your eBay fees at the end of the month, and then put it into a flat rate envelope with some packing paper and send it off. And then there you go. You made $80 on that one box. But you can see, here's another one right here. These are sealed boxes, sold for $624.99. This is back in October, so it's not too far back. And then there were a few others. There's some that sold for $700, but they actually did a buy it now, right there. So there you go. Here's another one for $610 plus shipping. I mean, that one sold for quite a bit less than I would imagine. But these were all like during the summer, August, September. I mean, there was not a whole lot of them. People are buying these to simply go through them. Okay, and a lot of people are actually doing videos of the unbreaking of these boxes. Now, that is probably the hottest bank box to sell, is the half dollars. Okay, there's a lot going on here. I mean, if you guys are curious, I mean, we could do $250 dime box, and you'll see that, net, you probably end up making about $50 per box because these are selling for about $3.50. Now, keep in mind, this is a full box of 2020 Denvers. Okay, so I had mentioned at the beginning of the video when we were just kind of going through kind of the topic exchange there is like, you know, what sells the most, individual rolls or boxes? Full solid date boxes sell for a lot more money than mixed circulated coins. And the reason why is people are looking for those high grade coins. They like to go through them to find new identifiable varieties and errors, things of that nature. All right, so full virgin brand new rolls of a single date sells for a lot more money, and they're worth the most amount of money when they first come out at the beginning of the year. You know, like I had mentioned, I always do a video brand new of that year, Lincoln cents. If you were the first one to get your box on eBay and just let it ride, you're going to turn $25 into probably about $400 to $500 as being the first listing. And then throughout the first like 6 to 8 weeks, okay, you're going to continue to see strong secondary market sales for those brand new dated boxes. All right, and seeing rate of returns of about $100 per box is commonplace. Again, this occurs end of February into March when the new pennies come out. But as you can see, full dates, there's not too many unsearched, circulated coins, but here's one right here that sold in August for $336. So it comes in a little bit less. You can't find too many silvers out of these, and even if you did, the silver dime's only worth about, what, $2.50 given the price of silver today. So it's not as attractive to a silver prospector that, say, the $50 would normally be. All right, and then finally, let's go ahead and actually look at nickels. There's no such thing as a $100 dime box, y'all. Nickels are pretty intriguing because you can't really make too much off of a circulated bank box of $100. Okay, by the time you sell this, and then you know this one has free shipping in there, you'll make about $15. Okay, so I've come to the conclusion that with nickels, because to a lot of people, some would say there's less to look for, but you know, you still have your wartime silvers in these. You still have your older, dated, obsolete coins. It's easier to find a Buffalo nickel or a V nickel out of these rolls than any other denomination as far as finding out of date, obsolete designs. But again, when you get to the full solid dates, 2020, 2019, 2018, they sell for quite a bit more. All right, so, and you will do a much better job at selling these with free shipping. So you want to make sure that whatever money that you're asking for the boxes is that you are willing to also add in free shipping, but you also have to take that into account into your profits. All right, so be methodical about how much you're asking for your nickel boxes if you're doing a buy it now, or if you're doing like a minimum set amount of money to accept for a box. So $179 for this brand new 2020 Denver box. And by the way, this right here, this $1,500 is for Buffalo and V nickel, $100 face. So yeah. But anyways, here's 2020 Ps. There you go. Sold for $142, and then they actually charge shipping. All right, which if you charge shipping on something like this, even though, you know, $13.50 pays for a medium flat rate box, keep in mind, this will actually hurt a listing when you actually have a shipping dollar amount on there. You should just do free shipping. You'll sell your box for a lot more money. All right, so regular circulated boxes of nickels, not worth selling. But brand new, solid dates, definitely worth selling. All right, you can make about $50 a box at the end of the day. And then $25 pennies box. This one is intriguing too, because you would figure you'd make more money off circulated boxes, but it's just not so. So with shipping, see this one person charged shipping in there, it's at $56. Okay, so on its face value, you've made over double face, which sounds pretty cool. But by the time you factor in, fees and shipping, you probably make about $10 a box. People are also selling full boxes of Lincoln wheat cents in there for like $200. It seems to be the going average. Very unlikely that you'll come across that at your banking system. More likely, it's going to be brand new coin. Like here's a 2010 P&D set for $75. Brand new coins, I would say, penny rolls are not particularly worth it. Now, I am going to talk about the one roll that sells for the most amount of money. Okay, and it's really easy why to see, and that's going to be the quarter roll, especially brand new quarters from 2019 and 2020. And here's some brand new sealed rolls too from the first year of the national park, but these are U.S. Mint types. But your 90% or 90%, your full date coins of rolls sells for a lot more money, especially in quarters. More specifically, because I see there's silver quarters and stuff in here, what I didn't add was 2020 or 2019 because of the West Point coins that can be found in here. Okay, that all of a sudden has like changed the game, and that's kind of a contributing factor why the secondary market for bank rolls and boxes have been going up, was because of this program. We've seen a lot of renewed interest, not only amongst the coin community, but we have more new people that are beginning to discover this, and they're going out there and they're trying to find these quarters that sell, for $15-20 a pop. And if you found a box with multiple roll enders, you could turn around and make a heck of a killing off of these. And there's a lot of people that do that. Like here's a set of 10 of the new Marsh Billings Rockefeller. 10 coins for, best offer right there. So that's quite a bit of money, for just $2.50 face value in quarters. So if you went down the line, like here is a 10 roll set of the American Samoa fruitbat quarters, no express promise of West Point enders, but you could find them in there. Sells for a good deal of money, like $100 face. Normally sells for about $170, $180. Even today, even if there is no promise of roll enders, normally double face is what people charge for full rolls of the brand new quarters. Okay, and if you found something with a W ender, let's see if we can come up with stuff right here for the rolls. So here's a good one right here. So this one sold August 26th. Let's see if we can find. Take out $10. 2020 quarter roll W ender. There we go. So we got the more recent stuff. So get this: a full roll of 2020 West Point coins. It's not all West Points, but it's a roll with a W ender, sold for a best offer. And I would venture to guess it's probably closer to this American Samoa, $70. But can you imagine making 10 times your money on every single 2020 quarter roll, or 2019, also the same. 2020 West Point roll ender bankroll. 6 to 7, 8 times face. It's incredible the amount of money that can be made off these. So here's another great photo, by the way. If you take a great photo, then you're in good shape. But again, let's say it'd be work. Go out to the bank. Say, hey, I want to order a full box of quarters. Do you have some? Okay, and then go from there. One way or the other, there's always going to be a way to make some money, whether you have circulated quarters or you have brand new 2020s, because these right now are hot. And if you're looking to make some money ahead of the holidays, time to pound the pavement. Call up 10 banks a day, and make sure you have all of your the banks that are willing to sell these to you, have them all in a row so you can make one trip. That's how it's going to be worthwhile. If you have to make a trip every day and you're driving 50 miles round trip and you're using gas and you drive a big old, HD pickup truck and all this great stuff, that's kind of anticlimactic when it comes to making a lot of profit. But you see, the potential is there, okay? And this is not going to go away. For as long as we continue to have the reported coin shortages, quote unquote, that people say we do. I know I have a heck of a time finding full bank boxes. I want you to keep in mind that this is going to continue on, that it's going to get increasingly more difficult to find coins, even with the ramp up in production from the U.S. Mint, and these things are going to get more expensive, unfortunately. All right, so just to recap, I want to make sure that I hit up all of the stuff that we had originally outlined on the syllabus. Contributing factor why more people are doing it's real simple. Okay, it's just the hottest thing right now. It's an investment. It's a quick, easy flip game, which is incredibly short term. What sells better, single rolls or full bank boxes? Okay, so we've identified that $50 boxes sells for the most amount of money. Go figure. All right, and it's for single rolls. Okay, full solid rolls of a single date. Brand new 2020s, brand new 1995s, whatever the case will be, they sell for a lot more than face value. Okay? And then keeping in mind, the quarter rolls of today that have full solid rolls of brand new 2020 coins of those National Park quarters, with the prospect that you could find West Points in there, those are another one. All right, and then who buys these? Okay, more than likely it's going to be the numismatic collectibles people. Okay, the people that really want to go through these to find the stuff. All right, but now we could also add in the flippers buy these. Okay, they don't necessarily have to go through them. They just need to know what it's all about, and then they will continue to make money. Like I said, I have a couple people that are close to me here in Northern California that are at the banks every single day, and they're buying up all the boxes, and then they are turning around and making a grip of money. I think the hidden potential with all this is being able to sell these locally within your state or city, because there's just going to be much more demand. You don't have to worry about eBay fees or any other fees or anything like that. You sell them locally for 2 to 3 times face, and then you're all good to go. All right, so that's also another potential idea as well. But I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. Sorry to keep this thing so long, but it is certainly worthwhile. There's a lot of people that need the extra income. This is a good way of doing it. Do your research. Again, call those banks. Call them up. Call 20 of them a day if you have to. If you could get a lead on maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of those that are willing to sell you boxes, you have done your work. And that's all you have to do. I would say if you were able to score on 10% of all your calls, that is going to be a huge win for you. So keep that in mind. I want to let you guys know. Thank you for joining in on this video. I'm your host, Sean, with BlueRidgeSilverhound. As always, Coinaholics, we are discovering together. You guys take care. Enjoy the hunt, and I will see you on the next video.